Melanie, as a kind-hearted woman, always particularly trusted Scarlett.
Why?
Because during the Great Fire of Atlanta, when Melanie was in great danger, it was Scarlett who braved life and death to accompany her, eventually reaching the plantation. Melanie exuded a sense of kindness and goodness. She and Ashley were truly well matched, both being idealistic people. They could live particularly well in that life, with each detail resonating perfectly, both embodying tenderness. Melanie's goodness, selflessness, and unwavering trust were always touching. Even when rumors of an affair between Scarlett and her husband Ashley were widespread, Melanie still trusted her husband without question, treating Scarlett generously. In her final moments, Melanie entrusted Ashley to Scarlett, asking her to care for him. It was in this scene that Scarlett confessed her years of love for Ashley. But at this moment, Ashley's eyes were filled with despair, pessimism, and helplessness towards life. It was at this moment that Scarlett realized she and Ashley were not the same people. Her biggest mistake in life was thinking she loved Ashley. Scarlett finally realized that she had loved Ashley based on old Southern standards, but in the new society and changing times, this love was a massive error. At this time, she finally understood that she should have loved Rhett and that she belonged to change, to the future. But this realization came too late. In this book, one can observe that men sometimes find it hard to accept women who have seen hardships. History always speaks of men turning over a new leaf as golden, with women always being forgiving. A wayward man, after experiencing life's hard knocks, finally returns to the simplicity and plainness of life, and returns to a loving wife, transforming into a new person. Women provide the greatest room for redemption. However, in Gone with the Wind, we understand why there is no saying about wayward women turning back to gold. Even someone like Rhett could not accept Scarlett's complexities. When Rhett first laid eyes on Scarlett, he saw the freedom in her gaze, her slight wildness and unruliness, combined with a simple spirituality, a straightforward instinct. Once Scarlett's social nature gradually unfolded, with later experiences changing her basic spiritual makeup and making her complex, Rhett, had he seen this version of Scarlett first, might not have fallen in love with her. Therefore, Gone with the Wind showcases the tremendous ups and downs brought by history. By the novel's end, Rhett had become someone else. As a man, a part of Rhett's fate was to devote himself entirely to a girl, but Scarlett could not appreciate this value. For Rhett, he had once offered his best, most precious parts to the other, but when presented, the other could not recognize it. By the time she did, he had already turned away. The novel ends with "Tomorrow is another day," suggesting Scarlett is ready for a fresh start. This restart goes beyond mere survival, beyond terra plantation, cotton fields, or lumber mills. In Virginia Woolf's words, a woman needs a room of her own and some money. The novel's end, full of meaning, prompts us to ponder Scarlett's future, the kind of love she will pursue. The novel carries great extension. One cannot help but wonder, what if Rhett understood Scarlett's difficulties and reunited with her? Could it happen? If we contemplate this carefully, we'll find it entirely impossible. Rekindling a past flame is harder than igniting a new one. Both Scarlett and Rhett had already begun new lives. The most beautiful part and perfect timing of love are not forever present. Once gone, it doesn't return. In the end, Scarlett gave herself a belief. Just as Rhett's belief was "there's always a way out," Scarlett's was "tomorrow will be better." Gone with the Wind is unlike cheap romance novels. If we delve into it, we'll realize we all might need a bit of Scarlett's character to rebirth from death, to always believe our lives can regenerate from within. Growth confronts various uncertainties. But in a time of great change and endless upheaval, life remains worthwhile because it allows one to understand oneself and recognize life's most precious aspects. Scarlett continued to strive on her life's path without Rhett, constantly unfolding her spirit. What kind of life would she ultimately lead? That becomes a question. One can't confidently assert she would be happy or meet someone understanding. This novel is particularly valuable for modern women, advising against unrealistic, rosy views of life. The ending provokes deep thought. Since the 1990s, a crucial topic in global feminist discourse has been female temperament. How should women preserve female temperament while realizing their social, spiritual, and cultural values? What is female temperament? We see Scarlett reveal her social side when in desperate circumstances, making money, running a factory, managing a plantation, etc., causing Rhett to grow increasingly uncomfortable. Originally, Rhett had full dominance, but as the situation shifted, the dynamic altered unconsciously. Thus, Gone with the Wind excellently portrays female growth. Its ending is not simply about love, but reflects realistic logic. A girl, relying on various conditions, pursued a life defined by those conditions. When those conditions were destroyed, as the Civil War did in Gone with the Wind, one must redefine life. At that time, the status of traditional women relying on love and marriage for survival is evident in Scarlett's marriages to Charles and Frank, seeking male resources. Yet, concurrently, through her confrontations with destructive forces of the era and land, she gradually revealed her inner growth, vitality, and creativity. Therefore, this novel is fundamentally not a romance novel, but a story of female growth. This growth is far from perfect, chaotic, and messy, employing various means for survival, yet displaying a resilient capacity to face life's struggles. The book conveys tenacity and immense human energy, traits many today lack. Understanding traditional women's transformation into modern women involves navigating a particularly complicated era. Scarlett, for survival, vowed under a tree to never face hunger again, to have bread. Without male support, she instead supported her father and others, opening her inner depths profoundly. Our narrow limitations on femininity completely dissolved in this context.